Welcome, Bravidius, to Spelunky. I'm back. Hello, welcomers. This is a platformer that I really enjoy quite a bit. I've posted a couple of episodes on this. One in which I hadn't played this game for a year, and then I came back and did a run to see how far I could get. I got to the boss, and then I died to the boss, which was kind of cool. I didn't just get to the boss, I did all of the things to get to the extra secret area afterwards, and then I died to the boss, which was kind of funny, but that's the way it goes. We are going to take a crack at this. Now, I'm gonna do the daily challenge first. I think it's a fun pastime. I gotta adjust some options here. So if you have a controller plugged in, I will tell you this about it. It's gonna assume that you want to use that controller for gameplay, and I don't in this case. I learned this game on keyboard before I had controllers for this, and I find it plays best for me on the keyboard. So anyway, I could have set that up before, but I figured I'd give you that tip as well, rather than just restarting the recording at this time. I don't really care who I play as. So you move around with the arrow keys. You can whip with X, you can jump with Z. Now here's a situation where you want to use a rope, so you hit down and A to activate a rope. I can pick up this arrow and then use it to trigger the other arrow trap. There's a lot of little mechanics like that. It's a very very interesting platformer in that regard. There's just little tips and tricks that you can learn as you go. Now I could use a rope to climb safely down to those spikes and get that one little gem, but I don't think it's worth it. Not the worth the investment of the rope at this point. Ropes, I think, are one of the essential elements of this game, but you do generally get more than you need. Now that was a result of falling a bit too far. What I should have done was grab the ledge. I do have it set to auto run because that's how I play Spelunky. I don't like just walking by default and then having to press shift to run. I like to do it the other way. And then you can cross those one block gaps without having to push a button or anything. What I'm doing here is rescuing the damsel. The damsel comes in three varieties. There's a male, female, and then a dog form of the damsel. And once you complete a level having rescued the damsel, you'll gain an extra hit point, which will, in this case, replace the one that I lost. It adds up your loot, gives you a little scorecard, and then you proceed to the next level. These bones can become skeletons, so it's useful to whip them if possible. You can jump on top of the spiders and many of the enemies, much like in a Mario title. These spiders as well, you can jump on top of, but I find it's safer to whip them from the side using X. Now this game's a little older, you may have seen coverage of it already, but I'm going to be operating on the assumption that if you're watching it here, you probably have not been inundated with coverage of this title in the past. So I'm just operating on that principle. This key will give us access to a chest that holds the Ujet Eye. I'm going to use the key first to activate those two arrow traps. Then I'm going to come get Monty. I call him Monty largely because some of the YouTubers that I follow refer to him as Monty as well. What we do not want to do is get this relic, because what will happen when we pick up a relic, a giant boulder comes out and moves in whatever direction we are from the relic. That boulder is very likely to tear through this shopkeeper's store and make the shopkeeper, who holds a shotgun, very mad at us, and all future shopkeepers will also be mad at us. So it's just not a good practice. Now Monty will be safe here. Once he wakes up, he will fall down here and he'll walk past the spikes. You can fall onto the spikes and that's instant death. But if you walk horizontally to the spikes, it doesn't hurt you at all. I would very much like to be able to buy a bomb box, but I don't quite have enough. And now I'm in a situation where I'm likely to get hit by a spider. But if you can get up on this corner here, you can prevent yourself from taking damage to the spider. Now, what I think I will do is go ahead and burn a rope, and then I'll place a bomb down here in order to get this gem. I don't remember the value of the gems, but if I can get to 10,000 on this floor, which I did just do, I'm going to buy a bomb box. Now you'll see that gave me 12 bombs, which is going to help me a lot going forward. And now I'll leave the level, I'll get to 5 heart containers, and that will put me in a better position even than I started. Now I'm down 2 ropes, but ropes I find, unless you need them, are in ready abundance. If you need ropes, they're never there for you. I don't know why that is, but it's very much the case. I used a bomb there, and here's another time that I'm going to use the bomb. Now these giant spiders are a nuisance if you let them jump around. They're very difficult. There's a shotgun there I would like to buy, but I don't have 16k lying around. Oh man. It's okay. It happens. Everybody takes damage sometimes. And dumb damage is kind of a thing in Spelunky. It's very common. I say dumb damage, just damage that was preventable. There's just so many opportunities to take damage. Now here's a situation. I'm going to use a rope here. Oh, I didn't even use it successfully. Oh well. Okay. Anyway, you can use a rope from beneath an enemy in order to kill them, because the grappling hook element of it will go ahead and destroy an enemy. There's some spikes down there, so I don't want to take a vertical drop at this point. Now I could whip the gold over to the left, or I can throw this barrel down to trigger the arrow trap. It's very much a good idea to trigger arrow traps instead of taking 2 full hearts of damage. Oh, come on. Okay, that was bad. Now there's a little chest up there. That chest doesn't hold anything mission critical. It'll just be money essentially. And now we're in a situation where we're almost out of ropes, which means we'll probably end up needing some. That's just the irony of this particular game. Murphy's Law of Spelunky, as it were. Now this is a trick too. We're in a situation where if I jump to whip that guy, then I'll get myself impaled on the spikes, which is less than ideal. So instead, I used a sticky bomb. Now I got paste from that giant spider, and that means that my bombs will stick to whatever surface they're applied to. So if I throw a bomb up here, it sticks to the bottom of it, and then I take out that whole group of enemies that I admittedly did not need to take out, just to demonstrate the paste. I'm not expecting to get to the end on this run, but I did want to show you some of the core mechanics involved in this game. Now this little mouse that's running around is not a danger, but you can actually use it much like a chest, not a chest, well yeah, a chest, or a pot to activate traps, which is awesome. I am going to go ahead and throw a bomb up here, not because I need paste, but because it will give me some extra gems for killing the giant spiders. I'm going to also bomb this wall. I'm being a little liberal with my use of bombs, but this crate can hold any kind of useful item. In this case it's the compass, and the compass will always point to the exit of the level that you're in. I'm going to wait for him to spit and then whip him, and now I'll go grab Monty and bring him to the exit. See, that's the pile of bones actually turning into a skeleton. You never know which ones are active and which ones are not until you get close to them. Let's see, I could actually afford another bomb box. That might be a little wasteful. There's kind of a score game where you want to get a high score, but I'm not fussed about a high score on this particular run. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a bomb box and proceed with the run. That's a bad guy. I don't even need to fight it. There's no experience system or anything of the like. So now we're going to the jungle. We got an extra heart piece. An extra life, I guess, is the way of looking at that. You can hang off of the ledges like that, as I'm sure you've seen on multiple occasions, and I don't even register that as being a cool thing that you can do anymore. So I'm just gonna spend a bomb to take care of that guy. This boomerang is a usable weapon. It's actually a pretty decent weapon. Not the best ranged weapon in the game, but it's good for taking characters out at a distance. And as long as you're on the same level with them, it's even better. Now these monkeys are annoying because they do that, but also they can steal items from you and even cause a bomb to become active that drops out of your inventory. This is the worm. That's little pulsating sack there takes you to a special worm level, which is very hard, and it's actually quite a bit of fun. There's a couple of useful items that you can get there, including the Chris knife. But I'm not going to be going there at this juncture in time. Instead, I'm going to try to not die to this queen. The queen bee, the queen bees are deadly, as you have seen. Well, that is a quick look at Spelunky. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a lovely day.